somebody. When I knock, open up. Your love can let me in. Oh, 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 don't you need somebody? Baby, I wanna know. Oh, baby, I bet you know. Don't you need somebody? When I knock, open up. Your love can let me in.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to India's first real estate broadcast series, the Purva Zenium Show. It's a show about dream homes, real estate trends, customer experiences, and all the jazz in the most entertaining way possible. My name is MJ Rakesh, and let's welcome my band on the show that's going to add a lot to my talk, a lot of spice. They are called the Blue on Ice. That's Joshua, Rachna, and Dylan. Let's go down for the...
Na 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 na. Ooh, na 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 na. Na na na.
But before we get started, let's talk a bit about the future, or rather, the next gen future that has so much buzz around it. There is certainly going to be the good that'll come out of it, but there will also be the weird. Here's my take on a few things that could be weird. Let's roll. All right. You know what? When a family of 4 checks into a hotel for a holiday, in future, that is, I'm talking about in the next gen, guess what they'll ask at the reception? They're not going to ask for a room with a pool view, a room with a hill view, or probably a room with a bigger balcony, which is what we usually ask now, right? In future, they're going to ask for a room with 4 separate USB ports. All right. So now, you know what? Usually, in the current times, if you look at it, when a couple gets married, what is usually said? They usually say, I pronounce you husband and wife. But in future, you know how it's going to be. I pronounce you husband and wife. You can update your relationship status on Facebook now and then kiss the bride. Another one bites the dust. Joshua, why does it appear to me that your inner feelings are coming out?
That's what the preacher is going to be thinking.
I think your inner feelings are actually coming out of the guitar. So here goes the next one. How do you think the medicines are going to look in the future? You know, in the future, the chemist will actually say, I have packed all your medicines in just one big dose. Take a look at how your future medicines might just look like. Here it is. Well, Joshua is on a different trip today. Nevertheless, here comes the next one. You know, this message in a bottle thing, you know, it has such a vintage feel to it, this historic feel, right? When the messages were passed on in those times with a scroll and a letter in the bottle. We found this, right? On the seashore, it's been usually shown that way, thrown into the sea. Guess how the message in the bottle will look like in the future? You want to take a look? Here it is on your screens. What's that? Well, moving on. Guess how the parents are going to be celebrating the growing up years of their children in future, right? They'll probably say, you know what, honey, today our kid texted his first word. And also they might just say, today I thought my kid uttered his first word calling me dada, but in reality he was actually calling data.
Dada. Cool. Daddy cool. Daddy cool.
Joshua, you seem to be on fire today. Tell me, are you a daddy cool? Are you?
I don't know. I have many kids so far.
No? Rachna?
None that he knows of, I think.
Okay. Legally, he does not have any kids. That's what Joshua is confirming on a national platform right here. Okay, we'll take that. All right, last one. You know what? One thing that's never going to change in the future. Guess what? Apart from Joshua, I'll tell you what is one thing that's never going to change in future. When you have a problem with your system, or your computer, or whatever tech-related gadget you have, and you call your IT guy and you tell him you have this problem, he will still have the same solution even after 20 years of this problem. And the solution will be, dude, just restart your system. That's what it's going to say. Woohoo! All right, you must be wondering why we are talking so much about the future and the next gen future, because our show today has got a lot to do with that as a way of life. Just hang in there. Joshua, give me a little breather. Come on. Woo-hoo. Okay. Carving iconic landmark projects in over 8 cities, they have won the hearts of 1 lakh customers across the country. That's Puravankara for you. 45 years and 45 million square feet of spaces, a pioneer of the real estate industry. And I present to you India's first real estate broadcast series, the Purva Zenium Show. Zenium being Puravankara's next generation project close to Bangalore International Airport. And this is the show about dream homes, real estate trends, customer experiences, and all the jazz in the most entertaining way possible. My name is Rakesh. Let me take you through the show. Roll the titles. Welcome back. This is the Purva Zenium Show. Here's some food for thought to begin with. Where do you think the world meets Bangalore and Bangalore meets world? Take a few seconds and guess, where do you think this location is in the city? It's, of course, the KIA, the Kempegowda International Airport. It's the most innovative, sustainable airport working towards giving a memorable garden experience in the world. And why am I talking about our international airport? Because today, we are living in such an advanced world where everything is moving and developing at the speed of light. Everything is so advanced and high growth mode already. So why shouldn't the location you live in also be advanced and high growth oriented, right? Airport Road Corridor is that location. And Purva Zenium, the next gen homes, is positioned right there. To talk about this location and why you should be there and invest there, we have with us an industry veteran with 17 plus years of experience in real estate, Mr. Jatin Shah, the National Director, Chairman and MD in the office Colliers International.
I feel good. I know I would now. I feel good. I know I would now. So good, so good. I got you. I feel that like sugar is fine. I feel that like sugar is fine. So good, so good.
How are you?
I got you.
I feel good, the band feels good, but the question right now is, does Mr. Jatin Shah feel good?
You know, your last show was awesome. So I've been looking forward to this date from that time.
Thank you. Thank you so much. How
Thanks
do you
for
feel?
having me here.
You're
and
welcome,
it's an awesome set. Very nicely done.
You're welcome,
Yeah.
sir. Do you
Thank
like
you so
what
much.
the band played for you?
Yes. Thank you so much for playing this music to us.
Thank you so much. Please take the couch. Please settle down.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Jatin, I'm going to ask you what really matters to me first, okay? I use the airport quite frequently, all right? Last year alone, I did about 150 flights, so much so, which means I would have used the airport at least 70 times,
Wow.
back and forth. So every time I travel back and forth from the airport to my house, I always wished how my house was nearby or the airport was nearby, how I wished I lived near the airport or so. But knowing the distant place that the airport is in right now, I always have that little fear that if I were living somewhere there, it will just isolate me from the entire city, right? So I need an industry expert like you to probably validate my thoughts and tell me it's okay to live near the airport. Now that you mentioned that it's a high growth location, I'm waiting for someone to validate this thought of mine. Is it okay to live near the airport now? Firstly, and secondly, how long is it going to take or how many years is it going to take for that entire area to develop like a proper city?
Okay. Thanks. Let me answer you this question by giving you some data about it, right? The Fairfax-backed BIL, which is Bangalore International Airport, is investing 2.8 billion rupee, that much amount of money to develop the entire BIL zone, which is called, you can say, a city within a larger city.
Okay.
Right? Now, what's going to happen? You see the second runway is already operational.
Yes, the
right?
second runway, yeah, I will see
The
that.
terminal is going to start soon. It's
Yes.
going to be about taking up, I think, about 95 million passengers by 2028. That's the
Okay.
kind of projections which airport has done. Now, having said that, this is not which is stopping there. They are investing a lot on utilities. The roads are already getting widened up. You have seen that the flyover is getting widened up. Apart from that, they have appointed international architects and consultants who are developing this master plan, what you say, which is coming up with a large retail, which is going to house, I think, one of the most prominent brands. It's going to come up with a lot of hotels, apart from Taj, which is already existing there. A lot of investment is happening on concert arena, where we are also involved in a smaller way. So
Okay.
all this is going to be what you say, a city within a city,
Yeah,
right?
the airport city kind
Airport
of.
city kind of situation. And apart from that, coming to your first question, whether it's a good time for you to invest or not, right from the Hebal, there is a connecting corridor running right to the airport. And with all the infrastructure which is being planned by the government, you can see a lot of developments happening on that whole corridor. I would say that as a corridor. And who all are not there? You name the developers, they are all there. Be it an embassy group, be it a Salarpuria, be it a Brigade, be it a a Century. All the prominent names are there on
Everyone's
that corridor.
placing their footprint there.
Everyone has a
Yeah,
footprint there,
yeah.
right? And there are huge investments which are being planned. In
Okay.
fact, if you go after a week, every week there is a change which is happening, right? So I would say yes, this is a lot of good things which are going to happen on that corridor. Good investments are going to be proposed there by not only the grade A developers. So what makes it different? Why people are coming there? A good connectivity to the airport.
Yes.
B, grade A, large contiguous lands which grade A developers can take up and build large office campus. Residential developments by grade A developers, and good infrastructure and good social network available being
One of
there.
the classic examples, like you said, residential developments, Purva Zenium
Yep,
is right
you
there.
can say that.
Yeah.
You can say that. So Purva Zenium is part of a large conglomerate where a lot of good things are happening around that.
Yes.
If you look at Embassy, look at Godrej, look at Ozone, everyone is coming up with good, large
So
developments.
it only validates this point, saying that it is definitely going to be the future there.
Yes, it's
Or
going
if
to
not,
be.
it already is.
You
No,
can
it
say
already
that. I
is.
would say that about in next 7 to 8 years, you will see a sea transformation happening in that belt.
Okay.
And it holds a good potential there, and that's what I feel.
Okay, I'm a
should be
little
good thing.
curious right now. For a man who knows so much about what is already happening there in terms of development, in terms of the investment that's going to happen, you even know the numbers in terms of the builders who are already there. Can I assume that Mr. Jatin Shah has secretively planned a little investment of his own there, if I can say that?
I am planning it. I'm not still there.
Or you've already done that? Yeah.
I am planning for it, but I'm still not there.
See, it's okay,
But
you
I
can
think
reveal
I
the-
can follow your steps.
You can reveal the financial year ending is over. The tax guys are not going to be after you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
lovely. Quickly moving on to the second question that I want to ask you. Okay, so you mentioned that it's going to be about 8 to 9 years that this entire
Yeah.
place is going to boom
Yeah,
like
boom
a
like a
proper city.
develop.
But till then, if I'm looking at it like an investment purpose, or probably even if I want to stay there right now, is it advisable? Are there enough amount of social infrastructure that I can make use of if I want to live there right now?
So let me again give you some more data about that, which will possibly help you to take decisions about it, right? We spoke about on your first question about kind of investments on the grade A offices which are happening, right?
Okay.
In coming years, like the rentals in the other regions of Bangalore, as compared to northern Bangalore, in the office space is anywhere between 125 rupees a square foot to about
Okay.
100 rupees a square foot. Whereas in this belt, the rentals are still about 55 to 60 or 80 rupees a square foot, right?
Okay.
So a lot of investments might, catapult from those locations and come to this location, right?
Okay.
Already we have about 7.5 million square feet of grade A office spaces by the grade A developers, be it a Northgate or an Embassy or
Okay.
which is planning for that, or Puravankara
Okay.
or Salarpuria, things like that, and something which is now coming up with Godrej as well. So you see this, apart from the current infrastructure from a social perspective, you have good international schools, be it a Kennedy International, be it
Yes.
Aditya Malia, be it Stonehill International School, or be it Vidyashilp, a few names more, I'm sure, to add to that. good colleges which are all around this belt, grade A, what do you call office spaces, which I just mentioned to you. Apart from that, we have hospitals like Columbia Asia, though it's towards the what do you call start of the corridor, but still it's a super specialty hospitals which are available there in that belt. So all this gives an environment, a social environment to the people who are going to stay in that corridor, right? With RMZ Galleria coming up with their RMZ coming up with their retail mall, I think that's one of the good mall which is doing great. Apart from what's being planned in the BIL, and I also try quite a lot with my family, go to the BIL quad and have a cup of coffee with them in the late nights. But like that, if these are destinations which you see, right? Like this, there are so many destinations which are going to come up. So yes,
social infrastructure is a given. You're saying that it is certainly there. Part of it is already there, part of it is planned, and there's going to be more that's going to be flocking onto that destination. And you were mentioning about schools and colleges. Trust me, I have nothing to do with them because I'm done with my school and college. And I don't think I'm going to be married soon. And I don't think I'm even going to have a kid soon that I'm going to use.
One day you're going to get married, right?
Like they say, every man must marry. Happiness is not the only thing in life, right? I'm so sure that comes out through your face. I can see it.
I'm sure you will face this also.
My band is facing that right now. Look at Joshua. He must be laughing his guts out inside, but he knows the pain he goes through when he goes home, right? Yeah, that's only for the TV. That's only for the videos, right? Okay, quickly, moving on to my next question, sir. Okay, Mr. Jatin, there are some great examples of airports like the IGI airport in New Delhi, the Newark airport in New Jersey. These international airports, once they started functioning and once they kind of were established, the real estate scene around that area was perceived in a very different way.
Of course.
You think the same is going to happen with KIL, the Kempegowda International Airport in Bangalore?
Yes. So you spoke about airport city, right? Yes. When I was trying to explain you about the BIL plans and amalgamation. Like that, in the past you have seen the Mumbai International Airport. Around that, once it came up, you can see a lot of 5-star hotels, a lot of residentials happening that area. Apart from that, in the IGI airport, when the DIL airport came up, a lot of developments now within like Bharti Realty happening, huge retail, huge office grade spaces. So these are all developments which are happening when a destination is achieved, right? Similar plans are going to be there for a Hong Kong airport as well, which is going to come up, right?
Oh, okay.
Now, what's going to make BIL zone and this entire Devanali zone different?
The corridor,
right?
basically,
the
airport
different.
corridor.
So, apart from the investments which are being done by the developers, the grade A developers and other developers, there is a lot of emphasis or a lot of planning which is also gone from the government. You look at the SEZ which is planned around the campus. Yeah, you have companies like Tyson Group, Boeing already invested in that KIDB land area. It's a huge 1900 acres of land, right? Of which a lot of area is reserved for the industrial belt. So once the industry comes in, people start coming in, investment starts pouring in, social infrastructure improves. So this is all going to happen in gradation. It's not going to be an immediate stake. Apart from that, you have various other, you cross the toll plaza, you see a lot of development happening towards IVC Road, a lot of development happening far beyond around Nandi Hills, around Devanali town, which are all on plan. A biotech park or an Infosys taking up the space there. So these are signs of investments which are happening in that belt. Signs of how a city is going to be further developing in that zone of
I also heard, this is something that came from one of my friends, obviously one of my female friends, because they are into a lot of shopping and brands and all of that. They're like, hey, did you know that Phoenix Market City is going to be coming up near the airport?
Yeah.
I didn't know this myself.
Yeah, it's really nice. It's a large development.
Okay.
And I think, possibly in next 2 years' time, you will see a lot of good brands again being attracted. Phoenix and Whitefield was a destination for a lot of us, right?
Yes.
I'm sure this is going to be another destination for a lot of us.
I don't know about a lot of us, but yeah, certainly a couple of my women friends are going to be exploring this more.
Right.
Thank you for that. Okay, even if someone decides to live near the airport, if, for example, if I decide to live near the airport, at some point in time, right, we will want to have the connectivity with the CBD, the Central Business District. So tell me, how does the connectivity look to this place? Right now, let me be very honest, when I travel from my home, MG Road, till the airport, I know exactly the number of signals we get there because I've done it many times, right?
Right.
I've done it many times. So I know the exact number of signals. I know where we are actually going to get speed bumps. I even know where we actually have to stop for, you know what. Yeah. So I kind of know these. But I want to know in future, once this entire thing develops like the way it does, what's the connectivity looking like?
So you mentioned about MG Road, right? From
Yes.
the MG Road till airport, it takes you about 45 minutes to
Yes.
reach.
45
right?
minutes, 35
45
kilometers.
minutes, yeah. So I think the pain point is from MG Road to Hebbal flyover, right? Once you are at
Yes.
Hebbal flyover, it's a zoom for you.
Yes.
Right? But apart from that, you can see a metro connectivity happening. Phase 2, we are talking about Godigere and Nagwara connections, right?
Okay.
There is a dedicated line going inside the BIL with 2 stations being planned now within the BIL city. Apart from that, there are going to be metro, hotspots at various locations, right? Peripheral ring road. It's a nice connectivity zone, right?
Yes.
And it's going to be an alternate route, right? An STR which is being planned, right? And all this is going to connect, whether it's Tumkuru, whether it is other
Nagwara,
or
Yelanka.
other Dodbalapur, and all those regions as a STR is going to connect everything. So this all plus the second alternate route which is already up and running for the connectivity to the airport, all this is going to help the connectivity, right?
Okay.
Yes, it is delayed. There are no doubts about it. But moving forward, if everything goes good, everything goes as well planned by the government, this connectivity issues will be resolved.
Fantastic. Now when you say, so, overall, if the way you've been describing this to me, I've been sensing just like how Mumbai, there's Mumbai and there's Navi Mumbai, there is Delhi and there's New Delhi, there's Old Ahmedabad and there's New Ahmedabad. You think somewhere it's going to be like Bangalore and Navi Bangalore or New Bangalore, Hosa Bangalore, something like that? You think is that going to be the case?
It will be North Bangalore for sure, and a lot of good developments from the North Bangalore will pick up.
Okay.
And yeah, it's going to be one of the
Okay.
good area for development.
Okay, fantastic. All right, quickly moving on to my last question before I get another customer who's going to be joining us on the call. Okay, Mr. Jatin, a personal question. How long have you been here in Bangalore since?
This is about 20 years.
20 years, 2 decades, right? I'm so sure you would have come across this many a times, at least in the last couple of years, where guys would be like, or friends would be like, Masha, let's go to the airport for chai.
Yes,
Right? Has
yes.
it come to you? There are a
Yes.
number of times I do that. Have you done that?
Yeah, we have done that. And we have even traveled to Nandi Hills so many times, right?
Oh, you're a step ahead. You're going to Nandi Hills all the way. Okay, so I have personally done the launch of the quad at the international airport, the entertainment, the multi-purpose arena, which is right at the entrance of the airport,
Nice.
which has multiple facilities like food, lifestyle, fashion, entertainment that happens there. I've personally done the launch, and I know that's a very buzzing area. There were so many things that have already happened there, right? So is that like a sneak peek into the future of how that entire belt is going to develop? Is that like that?
I would just throw some light there. There is a potential development which is happening, which is called the hangar within the BIL city. It is a large concert arena.
Yes.
You had a Nilaraja show, right? About
Yes.
16 odd thousand people were there.
Yes.
Now that was done on an open thing. Now here in the multipurpose stage, I think the way it's being planned out, we are going to be having 2 large domes, which are like all the concerts, whether it's musics or whether it is sports, or whether it is any other launch, is going to happen within this 2 large domes area.
Okay.
Plus, apart from that, they have also integrated a box park, which is going to overlook and, to the central spine or central zone, which is going to make an experience out of itself.
Okay.
So, yeah, moving future, maybe about 2 years or 3 years from now, you will see a lot of concerts which are today, in Bangalore, unfortunately, we don't have such large spaces where concerts can happen and which can house so many people. This is going to be one of the destinations.
Okay. You know what I have personally felt after you said this? Bangalore needs 2 things, 2 very important things. One is where we need a concert arena, which you said is going to come up. Secondly, we need a lot of space for parking.
Obviously.
Which we don't have. To actually get here, I had to spend 10 minutes on the road trying to park.
Fortunately for arena, you will get a lot of car parks.
Yeah, so obviously, and also there's one thing that I've observed, that when you move towards that part of the city, you'll slowly start sensing the old Bangalore in terms of more greenery,
Yes.
right? That belt has a lot of greenery
Yes,
there, right?
yes.
The airport in itself is trying to put a footprint, the green footprint, in terms of being the largest garden in the world. They've been trying to do that, and it looks fabulous already.
The focus is the way it will turn out. I think it's going to be one of the, what you call, top airports within the country. which
Fantastic.
will have a large city of its own, and which will have large green spaces, as you mentioned, a lot of footprints on sustainability, a lot of developments on carbon footprints, etc.
Okay.
So yes, let's wait for that to happen, I would say.
At least for all those friends of mine, people out there who go for, these, they say, let's go to the airport for a chai and let's do this long drive. Okay, hopefully, Mr. Jatin, with the way you've explained how this entire airport road corridor is going to boom in the next couple of years, I'm just hoping that none of my friends will here on want to say that let's go to airport for chai. It will not feel like a long drive anymore. It will just feel like another destination where you can hop onto, right?
Yeah.
I'm just hoping that's going to happen. But right now, we have a very, very special person who we're going to invite onto the show. They're not going to be here in person, but they're going to be with us right here on this big screen.
Oh, wow.
We've connected with them on a Zoom call. Well, it's time now for us to welcome onto the Purva Zenium Show the proud owners of 2 BHK Grand of Purva Zenium, that is Harish Karim and Nisha Karim, onto my screens. Let's welcome them.
I love it when you call me señorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. Oh, you know I love it when you call me señorita. I wish I could pretend I didn't need you, but every touch is ooh la la la. It's true la la la. Oh, I should be running. Oh, you keep me coming for me.
Well, you know what, Harish and Nisha, with the kind of entry we just gave you onto the show, all thanks to my band right here, the Blue on Ice, we thought you're just going to be up there dancing. What happened?
We were dancing inside.
Okay, you have, apart from just making a fabulous entry onto the Purva Zenium Show, you also have another very strong reason for a song and dance. And that is, you guys are a proud owner of a 2 BHK Grand at Purva Zenium. How does it feel?
That's awesome feeling. Kind of like we are just looking for moving in. That's it.
Okay, looks like you guys are already sorted and done with it, that aspect of life at least. So, now that you've
That's
made
true.
this very wise decision, I'm going to start off the show with you guys here by throwing a quiz at you guys, all right? I have planned a quiz that I'm going to throw at you, so I want to see how well you guys can take this. Are we ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sure, we're ready.
Okay, Harish and Nisha, on the show we also have Mr. Jatin Shah right here, who's going to be validating if you're actually giving the right answers or not, okay? Because he's the subject matter expert. He seems to know everything about what I'm going to ask you right now, okay? I'm going to start this off with a quiz. Let me
Fine.
see how well you know this advanced high growth location and home that you have invested in, all right? So are we ready, both of you?
Yeah.
So before
Yeah.
I start the quiz, let me just check with you guys. Is it a case where you guys generally fight when you get something, when you're in a disagreement or what?
Very, very, very obvious. I don't think so any married man can even differ in that.
You got that right. You got that right. All right. So let's start off with the quiz. You can discuss the answer and give it to me, or whoever knows the answer first, give it to me. And I have Mr. Jatin Shah who's going to say it's
Yeah.
right or wrong. Okay. Here's your first question. Let's start. Okay. One of India's largest mall operator has acquired land to develop a market city at Batranpura in Airport Road corridor. Who is that?
I think it is Phoenix Market City.
Phoenix Market City, and you got it absolutely right. Okay, that I knew. That's why I didn't check with Mr. Jatin. All right, because I told you this myself. Okay, second question comes your way. Phase 2 of metro will connect Gotigere to Nagwara, and phase 2B from Nagwara to which location?
I think it should be Bangalore Airport, International Airport.
I'm going to let Mr. Jatin Shah tell me,
Yeah,
is it right?
that's true.
That's true, and they've got it
Yeah.
right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, here comes the next question. The whole airport is being converted into airport city with concert arenas, shopping malls, garden-themed experiences, etc. And this concert arena is scheduled to be ready by the end of which year?
Maybe 22, 23 by the time we get our position.
You know what? I firstly want to ask Mr. Jatin Shah, is it right or wrong? Don't tell me the year. It's right or wrong?
More or less.
It's more or less, but it's not the right answer. You know, for once I see the wife not getting a date or a year right. It's usually the wives who get the date and the numbers right very carefully, right? What do you say, Harish?
No, I probably want to save this video forever in my life.
Okay.
It's very rarely done case.
Yes, the actual answer is the concert arena is going to be ready at the end of 2021. That's the right answer. But nevertheless, we'll move on to the next question. We'll move on to the next question. Which out of these three features would you find at your Purva Zenium home? Water purification, water recycling, or water harvesting?
Yeah. So,
All three.
All three? Looks like Nisha is coming back with a Nisha is coming back with a vengeance because she got the previous question wrong. She's coming back with a vengeance. Let's check with Mr. Jatin. Is this right?
Yeah, I guess it's right.
It's right. All three. Yes, of course, you're right. Okay, here goes. Let's go to the next question. And Nisha, will you at least let Mr. Harish speak? You know, I know this is the rule at home. You will allow him to speak.
Mr. Rakesh, probably we'll meet after this. I owe you a coffee.
Well, okay. Let's go to the next one. I want Mr. Harish to take this on because I only have Nisha taking over all this while. So here goes. Mr. Harish, the proposed satellite town ring road will connect Airport Road corridor with Dodbalapur, Tumkur, Hosur and Kanakpura. How many lanes is it going to be?
I think it should be a 6-laner.
6-laner. Jatin Shah, is it right?
Yeah, that's true.
Is right? Absolutely right. You've done your research well. Fantastic. Look at the competition they're having amongst themselves there back at home. Okay, let's go to the next question. Which out of these two would you find at your Purva Zenium home? Mini forest or a manicured garden? Which one?
I take this. Probably it's a mini forest.
Okay, mini forest. All right. I know the answer to this, so I'm going to let Jatin Shah just be quiet for it. I know the answer, but you're wrong at this, Harish. You're wrong because Purva Zenium home will give you both mini forest as well as manicured gardens.
Okay.
I'm so sure Nisha is celebrating within. Nisha is celebrating within.
No. I'll just come back. It was, I have done it willfully. I have distorted it so that she'll be happy and I sleep peacefully tonight.
Look at this. इसे कहते हैं आम अबला भारतीय मर्द. You know, sacrificing it for his wife.
That's it.
Okay, let me go to the last and final question of the quiz, after which we start a chat. The last and final question, and you got to answer this quickly. Whoever gets it right first will call you the winner, okay? With a Purva Zenium home, what are you going to witness? You are going to witness tomorrow, today, or you are going to witness today, tomorrow?
Obviously, tomorrow, today.
Nisha, what happened to you?
She didn't get the question right.
She's actually living in the tomorrow. She's not in today. Well, you got that absolutely right, Harish. Congratulations.
Thank you. Praise myself.
Well, this only goes to say that both of you have done good amount of research before you've invested in your Purva Zenium home. You're the proud owners of the 2 BHK grant. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to quickly come into the questions that I have lined up for you. I want to check with you, how does it feel? You know, this is what I wanted to ask you on a serious note. How does it feel owning a 2 BHK grant at Purva Zenium?
I take the honors of doing it. Like our search for a property towards that side of Bangalore was being for quite a long time.
Okay.
So I've done a lot of research. Like others would have done, that I trusted someone who everyone rely on, Google.
Mm-hmm.
So when I Googled up, a lot of captions were coming. Any investment in real estate or property has been driven with 3 basic, classifications: location, location, and location.
Absolutely.
So this was something which I thought, okay, it's fine. There should be other things also. But when I did my bit of homework on that, I found out that, we are in that maybe mid-90s and all those things. The old airport was in a bloom just because of the airport and other things there.
Yes.
The same way around, if I see at the new airport location, this is something, it's not too far off from the city, but like optimally placed. More than that is, it is not just dead bang on the highway where it is always a troublesome for you. I found it the peaceful thing, and it's with all the features of a futuristic home there.
Okay.
So Blue Next technology, then everything else associated with it,
Okay.
really made us make the mind, because I should admit that we had multiple options there, but location, facilities, the professionalism what Purva has given, I can tell you beyond any doubt, we had a very strong contender on the other side, but the marketing team, the customer interaction team really worked so well that I had no other doubt that I will go with Purva. Was almost settled at the first instance itself.
Fantastic.
So location and the facilities is what I would give it all the marks for.
Okay, talking about location, you were so particular about it, right? So we have the subject matter expert itself. In fact, I would say the industry expert right here with us, Mr. Jatin Shah, was talking so much about the location. So seems like even the masses out there are getting the information that you have. You think he's in track with whatever
No, I think he has done his research quite well.
Okay.
And yes, congratulations to you for owning a beautiful property.
Thank you.
But yes, the research has been done fantastically, and I think all aspects have been taken care of while doing this.
Yes, I think he probably met another Jatin Shah like you, like I have met here. Okay, I honestly want to ask you, Harish, was this a joint decision of you and your wife? Of course, it has to be. Otherwise, you wouldn't be smiling right now, sitting there right next to her. But tell me, how much?
Mr. Rakesh.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Rakesh.
Yes, go ahead.
You are making my life miserable by asking that question. There's obviously only one answer there.
Okay, I just want to know how important. See, as much as you say it's location that's very, very important for you, how much of this is important for Nisha as well? I want to check with Nisha. Nisha, how important is this high growth location for you? Important in terms of you investing in a Purva Zenium home?
Okay, I would say on the traveling part. Okay, I work in an MNC which is on the outer ring road.
Okay.
So when I checked the location of the Puravankara, the current location, my company is currently moving to that area.
Okay.
So for me, if you see the connectivity, right, it is I think around 2.5-3 kilometers from the current location where my company is moving to.
Okay.
So I found it like a very opt location and also I see that multiple companies are also coming there. IT companies are moving there.
Okay.
And I think there is going to be a big boom there. And I thought that is the next place I can opt for.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of my key decisions that I have taken. Yeah.
Fantastic. For you, it's a personal reason of one of the MNCs that you're working in. The MNCs that you're working in, one of those are actually opening offices in the north side of Bangalore, and that becomes even more convenient for you if you're living in a Purva Zenium home.
Yes.
You know, it only goes to validate.
Very true.
It only goes to validate what Mr. Jatin Shah was saying, that there are already so many SEZs, there are already so many multinationals moving on. Here we already have an example of what has happened.
Yes, and this belt is definitely going to improve further.
Yeah. There are going to be more and more MNCs that are going to be setting up their bases there. The second offices there maybe probably.
It's going to be a good growth, as I mentioned to you earlier.
Fantastic. All right, I'm going to ask you one more question before I let you guys go. Okay, Harish and Nisha, before I let you guys go, here's one more question I want to ask you. Every family looks forward for entertainment, shopping, lifestyle, a couple of destinations that can hang out in and around the place that they live in, right? How important is these things for you as a family? And also, are you convinced you're going to get this there, where you've bought your Purva Zenium home?
Absolutely. The highest kind of a thing goes that it's in a 150-acre township. We are part of a 150-acre township. Definitely, that's something which today or tomorrow will definitely come up, and hopefully by the time we take the possession of the flat, we have all the things in place there.
All right, it was lovely having both of you right here on the Purva Zenium Show. Thank you so much. That is Harish Karim and Nisha Karim, the proud owners of a 2 BHK Grand at Purva Zenium. Thank you so much for being here. Let's roll.
Thanks a lot. Bye, pleasure. Bye. Thanks a lot. Bye.
girls like you. No one guys like me to settle down. I don't you? I need a girl like you. Yeah, yeah, girls like you. I'm gonna get me too. I want I don't you? I need a girl like you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need a girl like you. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Woohoo!
Awesome.
Okay, Mr. Jatin, thank you so much for being here. It was wonderful having you on the show. Most importantly, for giving us all the gyan and all the information that you did, which usually comes at a consulting fee, right?
No, no, no. Thank you so much for having me here. It was a real
All right.
privilege. Yeah.
Before you go, there's a little ritual that we have right here on the Purva Zenium Show. I'm going to hand you over a money plant, which is a sign of prosperity and abundance that we want to wish
Sure.
you.
Thank
We
you.
want you to autograph that and give it back to me because I want to put it back here into the wall, a wall of plant that we have. So here goes. This one's for you. There
Thank
it
you.
is. There it is. And I want you to autograph. There it is.
Thank you. Thank you, Rakesh.
So thank you.
Pleasure having you.
Back.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for tuning into the Purva Zenium Show. This is India's first real estate broadcast series. It's a show about dream homes, real estate trends, customer experiences, and all the jazz in the most entertaining way possible. Well, apart from that, Puravankara wants to give a 1 lakh rupees discount on any of their Purva projects across the country only for the COVID warriors as a sign of gratitude. Maybe doctors, police personnel, nurses, whoever you are, if you've been a COVID warrior, and if you have any interest in any of the Purva projects across the country, you get a 1 lakh rupee discount from Puravankara as a sign of gratitude. Well, this is me, MJ Rakesh. I'm going to be signing off. But before that, remember, we catch you every week right here, same time, same place. And the repeats are on FB, that's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Puravankara page. And yes, of course, saying a bye-bye along with my band, The Blue on Eyes, Joshua, Rachna, and Dinu. Roll the title!